Well, there are over 400,000 children currently in foster care in the United States, and they need support now more than ever. I'm here today with the Executive Director of the Stand Up Foundation, Lauren Alexander. Thanks for coming today, Lauren.
It's my pleasure to be here, Allison.
Tell me a little bit about the Stand Up Foundation.
The Stand Up Foundation was formed as a dream in my husband and I's heart. We were driving out on a rare date night as we had just started fostering 3 children under the age of 4. And so those date nights were very rare. And we knew our own struggles with saying yes were really purely financial. I had just opened my own business at the time. My husband's a pastor. And so we wanted to be able to help other families as we had been helped through our church family and through our community. And we wanted to offer them some of the same resources that we were able to receive when our children came to live with us. And so we created the Stand Up Foundation and received a 501c3 designation, and we have been in operation really since 2012.
So you mentioned your personal connection. Talk to me a little bit about your journey as a foster family.
It's kind of a wild story, Allison. We were married about 2 months when we really felt as a couple that God was calling us into foster care. And so we started researching a little bit more and started really seeking out some answers about how we could help. We saw a lot of needs in our city of Bicknell with children who have been displaced from their families because of drug abuse, opioid abuse, neglect, and it really broke our hearts. And so we were in a position to be able to help. And so we were married in February of 2010. By August, we received our licensure as foster parents, and Tabby, Heather, and Tyler joined our family on October 18th, 2010. They were 3.5 and 2.5 and 6 months old. And so we really jumped into the deep end. And I don't typically recommend that for everyone. But for us, it took a couple of years to figure out what was going to happen with our children and their story. And so I'm thankful to tell you that we were able to adopt them and that they got to be with their biological family some too. We got to create opportunities for everyone to be together and for them to get to know part of their biological family. So I'm thankful for that. And then we waited about 10 years and felt like we were supposed to dive in again. Our kids had really walked through a lot of healing, and so in 2020, which was the craziest year ever, we made the absolutely crazy decision to welcome a newborn into our family. And that started our journey of fostering about 9 kids in 4 years.
Wow. So you know what challenges and resources that foster families need firsthand. The Stand Up Foundation, what does it really focus on giving back to the families that are foster families?
Well, thanks for asking. We have 4 main goals that we have as an organization. The first one is advocacy. We like to talk to people like you in places like this, as well as in churches and with civic organizations, to make sure that they know the needs of kids in foster care and the families that support them, as well as what their biological or adoptive families may need in the future. We also love to do training for foster families and give them the support that they need to be able to further their education as far as how to be not just trauma informed, but trauma responsive. I know those are buzzwords right now, but I feel that it's really important that we understand where these kids are coming from, and trying to communicate love to them may look different than it looks in raising kids who may come from a different background. We also get the awesome opportunity to support these foster families. I spend hours on the phone every month talking through court dates, what foster families should expect, how to handle different behaviors, putting training and equipment into their hands, tools into their hands to help them make a difference with the children that they're nurturing at the time. And also sometimes crying with them on the phone when little ones need to return to their home of origin or need to move on. Those are really hard days, but I don't want that to scare anybody who's watching, because I have found that it is truly better to have loved and lost than never to have known these beautiful kids at all. So I have firsthand personal experience of what it looks like to say goodbye to a child that I've grown to love and consider part of my family. So we spend a lot of time helping families through that, and then we also get to mail them a check. We get to support them financially, whether that's through actual physical checks that we send out to foster families so they can pick, let's say, the right car seat for themselves, or they can choose the type of ball mitt that the child wants. We're able to give them a little bit of autonomy in a process that offers very little. We also love to be able to support students that want to continue their education that are in foster care through cosmetology school, helping with book fees. Things like this are really important to us. And then we also get to help kids who are in residential or group homes, kids that may not have access to an actual foster family, but we're able to still support them.
That's amazing, Lauren. You mentioned, having a little bit of hesitations. What do you think are some hesitations that hold people back that you would like to clear up some myths about fostering?
I had a good friend tell me once that he didn't do it for himself, because I asked him, how do you love them and then watch them leave? Mm-hmm. And he said, well, I don't do it for how it makes me feel. I do it because this little boy needs a dad right now. And I think that that's probably the best message I could send to anyone who's watching today that would even remotely consider getting involved, is that we don't do it for how it makes us feel. We do it because we believe in these kids, and they are honestly the heroes of any story I will ever tell about foster care, is how amazingly gifted, talented, kind, loving, supportive, and encouraging they are to me. Really, I open my home to them, but it's they who bless me. And so I would encourage anyone to consider that. I would also say, if you can't foster right now, look for other ways to get involved. I know our friends at CASA are always looking for volunteers. I know that there are 3 organizations in Knox County that work with foster families. There used to be just one when I started. And so I'm really proud to link arms with Jacqueline Cunningham and Megan Wedding at the Isaiah House, and also with Marcia Lambert at the Isaiah 117 Project. You can get involved in any of our organizations, and I feel like if you're watching this today, you have an opportunity to make a difference, whether you open your home to a child or not.
That's what I was going to ask. Someone that might not be in a place to foster right now, but they're interested in helping out. Is there a way they can donate their funds to you?
Absolutely. We have a beautiful brand new website, thestandupfoundation.com. We'd love for you to visit that and check out all the links and see what we're up to. And you can also feel free to holler at us if you've got an extra set of bunk beds that need to go somewhere, or maybe some dressers. We're always looking to help families with those types of needs that come up right away. When you get a call, it might be at 9 o'clock at night and they need a bed. So we love to have those kind of in stock so that we can deliver those. Our friends Kyle and Erica Evans do a great job of dropping those off with the families that need them. So if you're looking to donate gently used clothing, we also have a wonderful resource called Hope Closet, where we let foster families come in and shop for their kiddos.
Yeah, and if someone was a group of people are wanting to do a fundraiser maybe for you, have you had any of those recently, and how would they get those funds to you?
I'm so glad you asked. This very morning, I got to accept a check from North Knox Junior High Student Council, and they did this really fun Battle of the Sexes game that involved dressing up as elderly people and playing basketball and getting donations so that the girls beat the boys, and they raised nearly $1,600. And so I wonder, if a bunch of junior high students can raise $1,600, what can all of your viewers do to help lift the burden of the needs that these kids have, so that they can have an excellent childhood in spite of their circumstances, and they can learn to overcome any obstacle to be able to be a good citizen and to reach their dreams.
Right, and like you said, you're working locally, you're working here.
Yes.
So it's these families that you're seeing at schools and ball games that are the ones that are receiving these support. So if anyone was looking for something to get involved in, it seems like these are the kids in our community that need it the most.
You're absolutely right. And today I got to tell those junior high students there are actually children who are going to receive brand new dressers that were going to be drop shipped to the families right in one of the other 2 schools that they attend. So to get to see them know that they were helping fellow warriors was amazing to see their faces light up.
Right. So I think, any of you said Junior High Student Council. Mm-hmm. So imagine the other, groups and clubs around that could, put their efforts into something and see direct direct meaning put to that. So
Yes.
what you're doing is amazing, Lauren, and I hope everyone sees this and is called to help support in some manner, because like you said, the kids of our community, I mean, what's more important than that, you know?
Absolutely.
So really, Lauren, I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you nothing but success in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thanks to your viewers for their support as well.
Thank you. Once again, if you are interested in donating to the Stand Up Foundation, there will be a link on our website.